Hey, my name is Kevin, and for the most part, I live a pretty healthy life. I exercise consistently, eat healthy, and drink lots of water. However, quitting sugar hasn't been easy for me. Can't really blame myself when almost every good drink or food is made of sugar. I'm definitely not the only one. In the United States, sugar intake continues to grow each year. For example, 200 years ago, Americans on average ate roughly 2 pounds of sugar a year. According to research, the average American has about 82 grams of sugar per day. Since each gram of sugar has 4 calories, that means the average American consumes about 328 calories from sugar daily. Keep in mind that this number is very average and that some people have much more, reaching 1,000 or even more calories a day just from simple sugars. And surveys claim eating less sugar makes you crave it more. Shocking studies results show that sugar is actually more addictive than cocaine. Lab rats were given cocaine until they became addicted to it. Then, they were given a choice either to continue taking cocaine or switch to sugar. Surprisingly, 94% chose sugar. Sugar is considered by many people to be the worst thing you can eat, especially when it comes to losing weight and maintaining a healthy body. A lot of people claim that sugar is toxic, addictive, and fattening, and even eating too much of it can cause far worse problems like an impaired immune system, heart diseases, and type 2 diabetes. Even though having sugar in moderation is very unlikely to lead to these more serious issues, the problem is that most people overconsume sugar, and this overconsumption is exactly what leads to the weight gain and other unhealthy side effects. The best way to reduce your desire for sugar so that you can control yourself enough to only have it in moderation is by staying away from it entirely for a set period of time. So, what I'm going to show you is exactly what to expect to happen if you quit sugar for just 30 days. The first thing you're going to experience is symptoms of withdrawal or strong food cravings, especially for things like carbohydrates, chocolate, and sugars. Studies shows that eating any of these things can trigger relapse and binge eating. This is all tied to the effect sugar has on your brain. The reason why eating sugar feels good is because it activates the pleasure and the reward center of your brain and stimulates the release of dopamine. When this happens, the sugar produces a kind of high that makes you feel good. Now, if you've been stimulating these pathways continuously for years and then suddenly stop eating sugar, it could cause intense sugar cravings because your body isn't used to the absence of sugar. So in a way, sugar kind of works like a drug. So if you plan to quit sugar, keep in mind that you'll probably be hit by sugar cravings pretty early on. Luckily, these cravings will disappear quickly. It usually takes just 3 to 5 days for them to drop down significantly. The second thing you'll notice when you quit sugar is a massive improvement in mental clarity. A low sugar intake benefits both memory and learning. This is likely due to the fact that the brain is dependent on sugar as its main source of fuel. Thinking, memory, and learning are also linked to glucose levels and how efficiently the brain uses glucose. If there isn't enough glucose in the brain, communication between neurons breaks down. However, for most healthy people, it's very rare that there is a serious shortage of glucose because besides the food you eat, your body also stores glucose in your muscles and liver, and worst case scenario, it can even convert amino acids into glucose. High blood sugar is a lot more common and it causes the same breakdown in the communication that results in brain fog. This is why just a few days of giving up on sugar, you should start to feel a big improvement in mental clarity. The third thing you're going to notice is that your energy levels will also improve. A study showed high fiber meals help increase energy levels, especially for overweight people. When you eat sugar, not only will you experience a rapid spike in your blood sugar levels, but soon afterwards, you'll also experience a rapid drop in blood sugar. This is what we call a sugar crash, which is also known as reactive hypoglycemia. When this happens, it becomes more difficult to focus and concentrate, and all you want to do is take a long nap. By avoiding sugar for 30 days, you avoid these highs and lows, and you'll find that you have far more reliable, consistent energy levels. The fourth thing you'll notice is that your breath will be better. It's very embarrassing when you open your mouth and everyone around you takes few steps behind because of your breath. It can really damage your confidence around people. Sugar doesn't just cause gum disease and cavities, but also provides a source of food for bacteria. In these conditions, they reproduce more quickly, which results in a terrible breath. So, if you want to be more successful with the opposite sex, you better stop eating sugar immediately. The fifth thing you'll notice is a healthier and younger looking skin. It turns out that having many sweets in your diet can lead to a reduced elasticity of the skin and premature wrinkles. Studies show that high blood sugar levels lead to the acceleration to a process known as glycation. In this process, glucose and fructose linked the amino acids that are found in the collagen and elastin that support the skin. When this happens, the skin cells become more abnormal, still, discolored, and weak. Ultimately, this shows up in the form of wrinkles, sagginess, and skin that simply looks older and also makes the skin more vulnerable to UV light and cigarette smoke. The last change to your skin that you may notice is less acne. Studies show that increased insulin levels may promote acne. Eating too much sugar will not only drastically spike insulin levels, but it will also lead to insulin resistance, which makes your body produce even more insulin. The next thing you'll notice is you'll have a much better mood. Yes, being pretty irritable right after you say no to sugar is normal, but be careful as temptations are everywhere. All the muffins, milkshakes, and other super delicious things. But when you're done with your diet change, you'll feel much better. Studies found that people who eat very little sugar or none at all are rarely diagnosed with depressions. The world around you will change when you change your diet habits. The next thing that will happen is improvement in your body mass and body composition. One of the obvious things that you can expect to happen is weight loss. You can easily lose 5 or even 10 or more pounds in less than a month just by quitting sugar. Studies show that people who have less sweetened drinks, high fructose corn, syrup, and other loaded products have a reduced risk of being overweight. The reason why quitting sugar tends to cause weight loss isn't because sugar calorie has some unique fattening quality than other carbohydrates calories don't have. Don't get me wrong, sugar is a very calorically dense food for its size. This means that it's not going to fill you up, which makes it a lot easier to eat too much sugar as opposed to too much brown rice. Next is that your heart health will improve. People who eat too much sugar have a much higher risk of having a heart attack. Sweet drinks like soda are believed to be a trigger of coronary artery diseases. Another important thing is that giving up sugar will lead to the decrease of insulin level and drop of the average heart rate. Your blood pressure will also decrease, which means that your heart and your vessels will have less work to do. So such conditions as stroke or artery disease will become less likely. Next is that you will get a good sleep. High sugar intakes interfere with your normal energy level. It's okay to feel sleepy and sluggish after giving up sugar, but when your body adapts to it, you will be very active throughout the day and ready to sleep well when the bedtime comes. Your day-night cycle will be more naturally balanced. That's it, guys. I really hope this video has helped you understand a little more on the effect sugar has on your body and brain. If you liked this video and you found it to be helpful, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon to ensure that you'll always get notified whenever I release more free tips like this one you've just had. So see you on my next video.